we tried the haggis last year or something.
I just seen a recipe for haggis pakoras.
Try it.
It looked alright actually.
Oh, I don't know if I could. Oh, what did you do for it then? Oh, thank you. I went in work today. I've had a day off, so it's one of the first years we haven't done anything for it. Oh yeah. We did something similar. That's when we were trying different foods, but I've got to say they weren't as keen. We've got quite a lot coming up for Valentine's Day because we're having like a Valentine's Day party up at it's a localish social club coming up, so we're kind of in the midst of getting everything ready for that because it does take quite a lot. I've got the taxes sorted now, and then we're just in the process of inviting families to join because we like to get as many kind of families together as possible because it's just a nice opportunity for them to spend time together. Oh, I like Iron Brew. Oh yeah, we did the thistles as well, yeah. What else have we got coming up? What else is there?
Jodie's birthday.
Oh, Dork. She might be on it.
You're getting good on Temu now anyway.
Shut up. Don't let everyone know. No, to be honest, it is okay for like when we do his parties and we know we're going to be buying stuff that's not going to get reused because it is a lot cheaper, so it just kind of makes sense for that sort of thing. Not ashamed.
It's good for decorations and that, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I mean. It works out cheaper than Amazon for that sort of thing.
Yeah. Sometimes the convenience of Amazon though about
next day. Yeah, that's why I'm organised and I make sure I do kind of my planning quite a bit ahead so that I can make sure I can get the best bargains for when we're buying things for what we need for his activities.
Not like me, you mean? So
yeah, 2 days late.
Yeah.
So, have you had one of your meetings again today?
Yeah, actually I did. I spoke to Howard.
Right, yeah.
I've let him know what's happening.
Right.
I'm not told him numbers yet.
No, well, I think we've got about 14 for family members so far.
Yeah.
That have confirmed, so...
So I'm going to send it out to providers as well again, other providers. Because last time there were about, must have been about at least 30 odd.
Yeah, that was because we had like the other services.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Just from the other services, we had about 30 odd, I think.
So with us parties up at the social club that we're just on about, last time we trialled inviting other services, and I think we had, was it 3 or 4 that came?
3 or 4.
So they did turn up and join us, and they actually said it was a really nice time, and I think it's just good to have that kind of personal connection with other homes, and you could see how much their sort of residents enjoyed it. So we are kind of working on this as well within us kind of local homes to us. I think it's beneficial for everyone really, and we do kind of cover like most of the costs for it, like open bar and such. So it's quite good for those that have got lower budgets. Plus we kind of benefit from it as well because they get to meet new people and maybe make even kind of new friends. So
yeah, it is I thought it were going to be carnage, to be honest.
A bit hard moving about. you might have to breathe in and squeeze.
Yeah, it went pretty well though, to be honest, didn't it?
Yeah.
I think next time we just need to arrange the seating a bit better because our residents usually go earlier, don't they? So get them if families are coming and wheelchairs and all that sort of thing. Yeah, just maybe do a bit of a seating plan or something like that before it.
It's not so bad, like say if you know who's coming for like family wise. It might be easier for them to kind of sit towards the front so they're not kind of all squeezing across to the back, but that tends to be where the bigger tables are.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But again, you know what? It's Howard said they're really struggling at
What
social
way?
clubs, just in general numbers.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Because he says, I spoke to him today briefly, and he says, over Christmas, I've never known it as quiet and all that
Oh
sort
yeah,
of thing.
I'm be saying
And now because it's been so quiet, usually they'd never hire their Saturday nights out.
yeah.
So I've seen some other day where they're going to start hiring the Saturday nights out once a month, last week a month or something.
It's trying to steal me anyway.
Wiz,
I've been offered work.
have you?
Yeah.
From Howard?
Yeah.
Doing what?
Decorating the whole club.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
there you go.
They asked me to do it this year, but I weren't
For
able to do it
what?
this year. Yeah, so he's provisionally booked me in for next year already.
For what? Decorating what though?
Decorating where we have the bit where we kind of book out, decorating that, decorating the foyer and decorating the other part as well, just in general for customers.
Yeah, but what for specific things?
No, just Christmas, just for Christmas
All right.
for next year.
Yeah. Well, it's all
Asking how
right.
much I want, I said, "Oh, I'll charge £100 an hour."
Is that what you said?
To be fair, I'd probably do it practically free because they all pulls out, don't they? So
No, they do, and that's what he was saying. He's just struggling, and I think them social clubs, there's only a few left, and I don't think they'll last long.
no, I don't hear people talking about them much. But to be fair, there's still quite a few local ones, but they're getting different things in, aren't they? I think they're having to kind of try different things, different events to keep the kind of interest going, and obviously keep getting money in. But
Yeah.
I thought they were doing all right, to be honest.
No, that he said today, he said Christmas especially, because I think special like Christmas, they think, right, we're going to get some numbers in and that sort of thing, but it's way it's run as well, like them social clubs, it's like committees and boards and all that sort of thing, so it gets complicated. Do you know what I
Like
mean?
members and memberships.
Yeah. And even at Lee Mount Club, like we've tried to do stuff with them, and they're just not interested whatsoever. They're not really interested in doing all. So
I think that's Lee Mount in general in some ways. School's a bit the same.
yeah, exactly. I know that's another thing. I've been trying. I've actually asked Trinity as well about doing something, and like said, yeah, they sent them Christmas cards, from all students, which
Yeah, I
were
got
pretty
them.
good, weren't
Yeah,
they? They were good, some of them.
has the sports students been in touch again?
Yeah. I've got I forgot to tell you that. They're gonna be. I think we've set a date for 20th of February.
Right.
So we're gonna go through all paperwork and stuff like that, and then see. I'm gonna put the plans together.
Why is my wall so flowery? I love flowers. It's my whole house.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go through that lesson plan. Oh, it's Ikra. Have you not had baby yet? I take it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's when it comes up, you can't always see what it is. Like if it's
No, you're saying on
when
mine.
it's the number.
She's in a secret.
It's coming up with number on mine, but not names. So I can't always tell who people are when they're like kind of chatting and talking. It could be a stranger, for all I know.
You know what? I spoke at council, not council, college, because obviously college students are going to do it.
Yeah.
This like kind of sports-based activities that we've arranged. But then they said something else, and I'm thinking, well, I hope they're not going to try to change what I'm planning to do, because I've thought about it in detail. Do you know what I mean? So
Unless they're thinking they kind of want their personal mark on it, or maybe I suppose if they come up with an idea, it's them expressing their sort of creativity. I don't know.
Yeah, I've said that. We can, make it collaborative, but the actual way that I'm thinking of doing it is making it personal to the service itself and adapting it from there. Do you know what I mean? So, there might be other There might be other things that they can bring in. But like the kind of, like I've said, not just come in and do sports and exercise like that, to actually make it a bit more of a complete session where other people can get involved, even if they can't do the physical parts and things like that, like do a warm up and then do some things, and then maybe at the end, do a quiz and have some drink break in there, and music and stuff like that, just to make it a bit more entertaining.
Yeah. I mean, I did email her back with kind of all the information and thoughts that they asked. So
Yeah, no, I spoke to
joy.
Joanne over there.
Gemma's trying to get out of it again.
I know, she's here. Yeah, Paul's here. She'll get Paul on. Grumpy face.
We need more.
But yeah, no, that's coming up, so that's something to, and it'll be quite regular. I think it's going to be at least once, twice a week.
Right.
And then they're going to track the progress and all that sort of thing, and then try to monitor if it's made a difference. That's an important thing. It's same like, when Malcolm comes in or anybody else comes in, you have to do all the evidencing, and you have to see if it, and for like CQC sort of things, that's what we need to see. It's all right doing things and kind of saying, yeah, we're doing this, but then it needs to be actually, we try to prove and make some evidence that is making a difference. Do you know what I mean? Because even if it don't, you'll be able to get something out of it. Do you know what I mean? Even, so we're going to try to do a baseline assessment first with everybody. And, it might be just about participating. How would you feel about, you participating in this? And then to monitor that, or first week, she won't really engage, or they won't really engage a certain person. And then the following week, actually it's improved. Actually, the next week it goes up, and then at the end of it, the aim is to produce something that we can say, right, to see to whoever authorities or CQC, and just say, look, what we've done here is really made some difference in certain ways.
Yeah. I'll have to get my grandma on it. She's torn all the ligaments in her leg.
Has she?
Yeah, I don't know if it was from when the nursery came in, because she was meant to be resting her knee, but she couldn't help but kind of get up and dance with others. And then shortly after that, she tore a ligament. Her whole leg's just bruised. So.
She all right? Or is she walking around? Or?
Oh, she's hobbling, but she's all right. She's alive.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, she might not be in for a few weeks.
Right. Well, they're coming on Tuesdays. But that's another thing, actually. I met somebody from council. Well, he don't work for council. I did this panel interview last week for council, interviewing the next assistant director, basically, as like a part of the, employing a new director. And I met somebody that holds some sort of voluntary services. So I'm going to get in touch with him and see, because it's really hard to get volunteers. I've tried over the years, different ways, it's...
What, to like come to us, or?
Yeah, to come to us. It could be anything, like, because there is people that'll do it and they enjoy doing it, and it brings a different... It's not all about money, it's more about the bring a different attitude and, different people, and, it's just difficult to get people to, like, there must be, because it's a big sector, voluntary sector. So it's just try to kind of get in touch with somebody who can actually help you or guide you to see, right, you might want to get involved with them, or you might want to get in touch with them, because it's like people like your grandma that, they're retired or whatever, and they just want to give back to the community, but it's just kind of meeting them people.
I suppose it's beneficial for them as well in some ways, especially if you kind of feel like you're a bit stuck at home, there's not much you can do. And I suppose even for younger ones that are still able to work, it's giving them that sort of experience as well.
Yeah, it's same with like students that are coming in from college. They're not getting paid; they're doing it as part of the
Mm.
work experience. But it does make a bit of a difference for people that they can just play games with them and they talk to them, and it's like a learning curve, in it.
I think just that relationship that they build up in general, especially when they start to recognise people coming in, and
Yeah,
it is sort of like a friendship that they've built up.
yeah, and
It's
we
nice,
had
it's nice, but yeah.
yeah we had a few, and that's another link we've lost. It's like COVID. We had all these relationships going on with different people, different organisations, and since then it all went finished, and then it's hard to re-establish them all. We had Halifax High; they used to send students every a lot. We had about 6 or 7 of them.
Hmm.
Come for a voluntary placement, and then schools. We it were I forgot what school it's called. We had a few coming in regularly.
Well, I'm waiting for Millside to get back in touch to
Yeah,
rearrange
more
them
side.
coming
It was
in.
more side that used to come. They used to
Yeah,
come.
they have said they're going to come in because they're on about. They were meant to come in for choir, but then I had to cancel. But they're on about coming back to do that. But they want to look into doing some sort of like artwork
Yeah,
together.
yeah,
So I said we'd be up for it anyway. I'm just waiting for her to get back in touch. But that's something that they'd want to do on a regular basis as well. So they're on about kind of making it into a project there,
yeah.
doing something with art. So I'll have to think on an email again. She might have just I might have got lost somewhere in the emails and
This is what I mean. It's like it's hard, like because they get like kind of assessed by Ofsted, and it's similar to CQC. So it'll say what you're doing with other organisations, what partnerships have
Mhm.
you got, and all that sort of thing. So you'd think that they'd want to, get involved
Yeah.
with people again, but I don't know whether it's funding as well in it. I don't know
Mhm.
whether, but to be honest though, the only funding that they've got to do is like transport.
Yeah.
It's
Well, I know they've got their own like minibus.
minibuses anywhere. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know whether they just can't be bothered or not. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
to be honest, she kind of seemed eager at first, so I think it will. I think there's just genuinely
yeah.
she's either forgotten or
Well, like
something's
they
popped up.
used to come a lot. They really did used to come a lot because one of the staff that used to work here, her sons, but Joanne, her kids went
Yeah.
there. So she obviously spoke to him as well directly, and that's where we kind of got the link from with
Hmm.
him. But Liam, out we've tried to. Well, you haven't you? I
Yeah,
thought.
I mean, we have got a new head teacher now,
Mm.
but I'm not so keen already. So I don't know, but I might try him again. They've had quite a few
Well,
teachers.
it might be a good time to ask because when new people come in, they want to do new things and
She's right into like healthy living. They've sent like letters out saying that their aim sort of, or her aim is this like healthy living sort of things, because all the after school clubs they've practically been cancelled apart from it's all sport related now. There's
right.
literally no else that they're offering other than sport based activities. So I know they're into that side of things, but like I say, we've already kind of got that with the
Well, just say
students
whatever it
now.
is because they're just people like having kids around, don't they?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's they always. I always remember Eve saying, "Your kids are coming." She's right happy at first. She's like, "Oh, I'm glad they've gone." When they've gone, and I've had
Feel
enough.
like the babysitting sometimes or a bit loud,
Yeah,
noisy.
yeah, just fed up now. But yeah, it's hard. It's harder and harder. Like even that woman's group, they were keen to do something, weren't they?
Yeah.
And that kind
Well,
of
I
just
think they're
fizzles out,
waiting for a
doesn't it?
new group of women coming, but
Yeah.
I can't remember off the top of my head when she said that they're due. But
Mm,
she did say she'd be in touch if they're like interested or anything. So
The thing is, as well, because obviously new budget is coming up for council, and I've been involved. Like, been talking today, like they're making big cuts there,
mm,
and a lot of the youth services. If you look on the budget plan, yeah, stuff to do with youth and youth services. A lot of it's going to get cut. They're trying to save like £7.5 million, apparently. So yeah, it's not. It's looking, and even health and social care, they're going to get affected. Everybody's going to get affected this year, and obviously, government is putting minimum wage up as well, or living wage, whatever, to £11 odd, which is the biggest rise I think in a decade.
Right.
So it's squeezing everything. That's what happens. So that means everything's going to go up as well. So it's a bit. It's one of them ones. That's one thing I was going to say to you actually. You know, St George's.
Yeah.
Are they doing that man shed thing?
As far as I know, I'd probably have to look up to see, because there was waiting on like a warehouse so they can get the actual kind of woodwork back upside to it. So I think it depends on whether they've found somewhere for that or not. But I know that that old centre's getting demolished next week, I think.
All right. No, I thought they were going to do it at St George's though.
Yeah, well, at St George's they was doing, but it would just, because of the space, it was just going to be where the men can go to meet up and talk.
All right.
It wouldn't have that kind of physical side with the woodwork and making things. They still needed to try and find somewhere for that, so they could still do the woodwork. But there was just having that space available, so men. It's like a space for the older men to go and meet and talk and catch up, because that's what they did have a separate room for that anyway. So there was like a little canteen area, and you'd tend to find there might be one or two men kind of doing the physical work side, but then you might get a group of 3 or 4 that just want to go to meet up, and they just sit and have a drink. But yeah, I'll have to see if I can find information to see if it's still there, because I don't know how long it was running for, because I hadn't seen it. They hadn't been like advertising it. You'd think they'd advertise it a bit more, which they haven't.
It's like, this is what I mean. There's things going on. There is a lot of things going on, but it's like getting the information. You know, because you're on alt groups, Halifax groups. I take it. Are you on local Lee Mountains as well?
I was, but I haven't been going on it as much. The decline, I can't remember what it was, but they declined one of my posts, and it was ridiculous. I think I mentioned it in last live.
Yeah, but didn't you appeal it?
No, when people like that, I just think no. Happy Facts is best one that we've got so far. I get a lot of response on there. I put up a post only 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Because we're trying to get doggy daycare for one at Ladies, or if not, I was looking at maybe like horse stables. I mean, I didn't find that, but I've had about 10 people message me, so loads are wanting to come and bring their pet dogs in. I've got a lady that's going to be bringing a cat in. So I'm going to do like a cat cafe, you know, like they kind of have them, don't they, locally? So I'm going to make one of them. I've got a lady bringing in a bearded dragon.
Right.
And then I've got another one bringing a pet duck in 2 weeks.
Honestly?
Yeah, they're all just going to come in off their own time for free. It's not cost me out. So I've got cats, dogs, ducks, and bearded dragons, and that's just from people wanting to come and do that for us. And someone's also had invited us to a dog's birthday party.
Right.
I am taking her to it. I've replied and said, yeah, we'll come. That's in Sorby Bridge. That's just from one post. Yeah. I've got quite a lot from that. Not what I initially intended, but still good.
No, well, it's good, isn't it? That's pretty good.
Because usually on that group, every time I've posted on that group, I've had people responding, and it's been positive. So I tend to stick to that one mainly, because I think they start to recognise my name, and you know, the more that they see, that, you know, this girl posts often, she's regularly trying to sort of do something to improve these people's lives and such, that I think it makes them more eager to help even more then. So I get people offering all sorts to me.
Well, what about gardening?
I don't think I want to come. I think it's something they want to see, where they can see, oh yeah, you know, this is nice. I can see that we've made someone happy. I don't think if they're stuck in garden, but you never know. They might do. Come summer.
Yeah, this is what you know. Getting a gardener's hard work.
Does anyone want to come and do some gardening at our care home?
Yeah. But no, that's all right. That's what you need to kind of. It's a good sounding board. You know what I mean? If you need to get anything or need to know, didn't we get that cake? Weren't we supposed to
No,
get a cake?
didn't come.
Weren't we supposed to pick it up?
I don't know. I mentioned that, but I don't know who had arranged it. So
I'm sure we were January.
I know date. I had it in my calendar. It was 6th of January. But then
We've missed out. I'm sure we had to go pick it up.
I don't know. I don't know who arranged it, so I didn't know where it came from or. But she hadn't messaged us anyway. I don't think.
No,
Who did she message it through?
I can't remember.
Yeah, I didn't get a message or I didn't get out into Lee Mount. I don't think so. If not,
Yeah. What about? Have we got any other plans for next few months?
well, it's hard when you're kind of thinking on the spot. Like I said, I've got loads of animals in now.
Yeah.
We've got like Valentine, like when we have like the themed lunches.
Yeah.
This year I'm trying to kind of book relatable entertainment for afternoons. So instead of it just being themed lunch and then maybe me doing a little something, I'm trying to kind of make it, I suppose, more appropriate. So it's like a full day thing. So we managed to do it this month with as Indian themed lunch.
Yeah.
I've got a singer in for his Valentine's themed lunch, and then I've got a guy coming in to do a Mexican, is it mariachi or something? For his Mexican one in March.
Yeah.
So up to March so far we're sorted, but that's one thing we're kind of looking at improving on with that. I know there might come a time where I struggle to get what I want in, but that's the kind of aim.
Yeah.
So we've got that over Valentine's. We've got his Valentine's party. We've got a couple of birthdays coming up. One of them we're doing like a photography session, but there'll be someone coming in to take photos for photo shoot opportunities. Invited families as well so that they can come. When?
Yeah.
That's next Thursday.
Who's doing the photography?
It's the daughter of one of the residents in my old home.
All right.
But then we'll have. I've kind of bought some disposable cameras as well, so that I'm doing like some miniature scenes, so that they can come and take photos and kind of test their photography. And I'm doing like a little art gallery as well. So there'll be like 3 different photo related activities going on for that. More at nursery kids coming in.
Tickets for Status Quo, didn't you?
Yeah, that's booked. Oh, I've got I'm taking one at ladies to a tap dancing show.
Right.
That's at Victoria Theatre.
Yeah.
That's February. Obviously we're gonna have this fundraiser rescheduled for 31st of March.
Yeah.
For Easter. I was lucky and I went into town today and I could see all Easter stuff out in Poundland, so I'm like, oh, nowhere to come.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, to be honest, I've got quite a few stuff, but it's trying to think it all. I'm gonna have a tarot card reader coming in at some point. I think that's end of March, maybe.
Yeah.
Trying to rebook Malcolm in.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's lots of stuff, but it's thinking on the spot. I can never remember what I booked on the spot. But yeah, got lots going on anyway.
How do you keep track of it all? On Red?
On that activity app. I either have that or I use my notes or I take photos and screenshots of things so that every time I go through my photos I'm like, oh yeah. So I kind of can't forget.
That's one thing I was going to say to you actually. That activities app, do you think it could be changed or developed in any other way or something that's missing or?
I mean, it does its job. It's easy enough to kind of put entries in, being able to document, because obviously we can use as photo, we can write as description. It's kind of got the dates fine on it, so I can write an input when and what time. I mean, to be honest, I suppose I don't need out too complex for it.
No, imagine though, it could be like, say for example, say if you develop that, and especially from people what sit, from TikTok, or people that need ideas, or people, it could be developed in a way where we could make it so actually other people could use it.
It's like we can share it, I suppose.
Yeah, so no, imagine the app's just a basic like kind of data capturing thing, isn't it? But it could be something else as well. We could add. That's what I'm saying. What features do you think it could have, which would improve it?
I can only really think where maybe if you where you put your activity in, obviously kind of if someone else looked at my activity app and kind of went, say, to Monday, they might look at it and think, what the hell's that? It kind of only makes sense to me. Yeah, I know what it is and what it means, but I suppose you could have something where if you needed to kind of write it in, but then have a bit of description about the activity itself and why we're doing it, I suppose.
But it could be quite advanced, it could be different, because it could say when you're putting say you put all your kind of residents in, or what, the data in, and you've got a profile, and it could like say, like we say, certain people might not engage as much, so it could do you like like kind of somewhat visual or report,
like a tick.
No, not like a tick. So it could give you like a report or something to say, this person's done this week, this person's done this, but this person hasn't done much, if you know what I mean.
Right. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You could be developed into something like that, where it's giving you an overview, because it's hard to keep track of that, isn't it? Who's engaging with stuff, who's doing stuff, and maybe even say if you put in that profile, I don't know whether it has got personal preferences or what.
Yeah, it's got like background history on it and likes and dislikes.
Yeah, so you could like get that information and then suggest. I'm not thinking of it from your point of view. I'm just thinking it from what people say to us. They need help with this. How do you do this? What's this? So it's a bit of more of a like, say if you put all the information in, and it's going to give you a scope of like, right, a lot of people in this service like doing gardening, or they like watching films, and then it gives you suggestions for each individual person or a group activity or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Because a lot of people struggle more than I'd thought for ideas and stuff.
Yeah, I think some of it's like engagement as well, or I find like I'm part of a group on Facebook for like activity coordinators and carers, and one of the things I find is they'll kind of say, oh, this person's quite restricted in this way with mobility or advanced dementia, but sometimes I feel like, I don't know, they're maybe looking too much into it, and like I don't think there's anyone I mean, to be fair, I was probably like that in the beginning. I was thinking, oh, they'd struggle with this, so I won't even attempt it, but that's kind of totally gone now. It's I'll always, no matter what we're doing, I can find a way that anyone can sort of be involved. Sometimes even if it's just sort of like visually, or like we're doing kind of painting the other day, and one of the ladies was struggling with a brush, so I just kind of got her to do it in a more sensory aspect she actually put her hands in the water and then use that to sort of pick, 'cause it was like aqua painting, so get to splash her hands in paint. But a lot of the time it's just kind of working around it and knowing your residents as well.
I think sometimes as well though, like people might get like they can't do the full extent, like you're saying, they might not be able to do this and this and this, but if they do anything, then it's something, if you know what I mean.
Thank you. But yeah.
And that's again, it's like that's a more of an informational thing, or it's more an advice thing. So if people are saying people can't participate in things, it's about how to include them
Yeah.
in a certain way. And then even if they can't, like, if they're really restricted mobility wise or whatever, it's then thinking, right, should I do something? We've done that before loads of times, haven't we? Where you make some dedicated time for a
Yeah.
certain individual, and that's where you kind of, going into that really personal centered way where you're thinking, you know what, she's going to struggle. She really needs a one-to-one person for even half an hour, 20
Mhm.
minutes, to give people that time. Do you know what I mean?
When we're doing like as positive like outcomes bit, and so I write up each kind of week, but that kind of helps me as well, so I can kind of see who's not had as much interaction, and I'm trying to free up one day every week where I don't have any set plans at all. I just don't make any plans for that day. And then people that need it most, or if there's something very specific they want to do, such as going out or something personal for them, I've got like that day just to spend with them now.
Yeah.
And it has helped because like before when I was trying to plan, say, to take someone out and they didn't feel like it on the day, she was going like a couple of weeks without going out, but because I kind of had this free day and it was impromptu, it was like, oh yeah, and
Sometimes this is the thing. Sometimes you have to be spontaneous.
yeah.
I mean, it's like it's one of them ones, isn't it? That
But I
you
do have a spontaneous day now.
yeah,
And it has worked out so far. I've managed to do quite
Mm.
personal things for them, and you can see the difference it's made and that they've enjoyed it and the kind of attitudes that time.
Yeah,
It's just worked out a lot better. And plus I get a bit of fun out of it as well.
yeah.
It's nice
No,
because
no,
I haven't done as many outings, because we've
yeah,
got Susan as well. Susan comes and
yeah,
she's doing she takes them out I think twice a week.
yeah,
But I kind of started missing out on that side to things.
yeah.
But so it's nice to be able to kind of get back into that.
Mm.
Um,
The thing, yeah, I was going to say that to you actually, like, should we start switching it up a bit? But I think if you do it like that on an individual basis when you feel like you've got the time, and then because Susan's quite in the mode now, isn't she? She's got
yeah,
it
yeah.
down to a T.
To be
She's
fair,
quite
it
organized.
it does kind of work. They like going into town and they like that kind of shopping side, and it's something they've got used to.
Yeah,
Um, we are starting to find with some though they wanting to go out all the time. So
right. That's
um,
good, isn't it? It
well,
is good.
it just makes it awkward because then
Yeah,
they might get upset if
yeah.
it's not their turn, I suppose, because we have to make sure we try to be fair and kind of
Yeah.
split the
Well,
time between everyone and like
this
where
is
are you going, what are you doing?
yeah, this is the thing though. You see, this is what if we get a bit more organised with it. Yeah, like say for example, when we get access bus and Susan's here, and then she's 5, 6 people want to go to or whatever, then we can take a staff, and she can take a staff with her. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? But it's been like organised, but then you can't. It's hard to organise it because you don't know what's going to happen on that day.
Mm.
Do
Well,
you know what I
we
mean?
found sometimes as well when we had the bigger groups, they were wanting to do different things.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
some of
yeah,
them
yeah.
were getting upset, thinking, "Well, I don't want to go there," and the other one did want to go there.
Mm,
Um, but
yeah,
yeah, it probably. I think if we knew in advance and we'd kind of said, right, so we had five people, they all kind of agreed they want to do the same thing. We
mm,
could do that then.
yeah,
Like when we did the circus, that were kind of pre-planned.
yeah,
Everyone knew what they were doing,
yeah.
so that they all enjoyed it because that's what they wanted to do.
Mm,
I think when you go into town, people have kind of different ideas of
mm.
what their idea of fun is in town. It's I suppose it's quite open. Someone might want
Well,
to go
that's
for a
that's
drink.
another thing. It might be another thing if you can get some volunteers, and get more volunteers involved. Do you know what I mean? Then you've got more bodies, aren't you, as well?
Yeah.
Because it's hard to fund it. Do you know what I mean? It's really like it's just difficult. Do you know what I mean? That's why I'm quite trying to look for that sort of thing, because it's not just about the money. Like I said, with volunteers, they do bring a different like element to it.
Rachel, you said you'd like to take your residents to town, but it's arranging it. Which part would you say is what's the difficult part for making the arrangements.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, we just book the access bus. It's local to us, and they literally pick you up right outside your home, and then you have a meeting point, say a couple of hours later, and they pick you back up. They do have quite a few collection points, so sometimes you might be on the bus for an hour, but in other instances, we've got the bus passes now. We've arranged to sort all the bus passes out, and we would just get on the bus. Taxis as well.
Money bus. Yeah.
So, do you have any budget at all? Because I think you can get the bus passes where I don't know if ours are, but a few people
Yeah. As well though, as you know, people with budgets and stuff like that. In Calderdale, I know that every single person that's funded by local authority gets a personal allowance as well.
Yeah.
And that's for them to do what they want to do. So they get 25 quid a week. Do you know what I mean?
They have access to that.
Yeah, and I think, yeah, people do have that. And then I suppose it's then about the home funding the staff to go with the person to town.
You say that you do care as well, but not activities. Is it possible you could make arrangements to come in on a day off and just explain you want to do that and you'd like to take someone out? We've had that before, haven't we? So it's not just the activity team that take people out. We do have other staff members as well, because especially if they kind of share common interests, they do kind of get involved with that, and they have took them out before. They might have took them shopping for something to eat. So we do kind of give the option for other people to be involved as well, because I think it just helps when you're building up your connections. I think I've said before, it's quite nice with activities, because to a lot of the time you come across a bit like the favourite at residents. It's just natural, you can't help it, but that's because we get to spend that personal time with them. So I think it's good for sort of building up relationships with your clients. So it's worth asking. And again, for even with like budget wise, if you can get hold of the bus passes, and then I don't know if you have the access bus, but if you do, it's free anyway. It won't cost a penny, even if you just go into town and have a walk around, and it's just kind of reliving those memories for them. You can kind of discuss what's changed, where they used to go, and you can get them to physically show you. So you could technically get to town and back without actually spending any money at all.
Yeah, that's another thing as well. You know, people do say budget. We ain't got, how much budget do you get? We don't get no money and all that sort of thing. But like you were saying before, you know, getting on Facebook and groups and local groups and putting that, you know, can somebody bring the dog in, or can somebody, you know, that's not going to cost nobody no. And when dogs come in or animals come in, they all love it, don't they? So, you know, it's stuff like that you can do. And these people out there that are willing to, right, you know what, I am doing all today, I'll take dog in or whatever, you know what I mean? So it's about reaching out, really, innit?
Yeah, we get quite a lot through that, to be honest, responses on us like just local Facebook groups for your area. If you're kind of posting on them, there is a lot of people that want to kind of get involved and do better, or they might have had like grandmas and the granddads that might have been in care settings. And so they kind of know, a lot of people do know how difficult it can be, and they just genuinely want to help. And I think that sometimes that's the best way to kind of come across it. Sometimes you get like such random kind of things going on. I suppose things you wouldn't even expect, that you wouldn't even think of, that would kind of be a good activity. Sometimes those are the better ones, to be honest, just random activities.
And what you like do, you know, got talks and stuff that were wonderful.
Yeah, I'm waiting for I've emailed the guy that did his other talks, because he did mountain climbing, so he's come in and he's gone through 2 of his exhibitions with us. It kind of brings out all his is it mountaineering? Yeah. All the equipment, and physically shows us. But he's been to Chernobyl as well, and he's currently making up his presentation for that. Because I want him to come in for that, because I think that'd be quite interesting. It was in their time period, so
I hope he's not
Um,
radioactive.
well, if it is, it's too late anyway because it's been in twice.
Yeah. So yeah, Rachel was saying about people being on nursing and being in bed in all the time.
What about have you tried, I don't know if you've kind of got the equipment for it, but like Google Maps, like Street View as well. If you can't physically take them to town, bring the town to them. So you could get up on the screen, you can go on maps and you can go through the different streets, but they'll be able to see it how it would look.
And some people, go in and looking at their old house.
We do that.
Yeah. People looking at their old house.
I had Rory doing it literally 2 days ago, and then he's like, "Why won't it let me go inside?"
Yeah, you can't go
I
inside.
hope you can't get inside it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would think there's like a good one where you could try, even if you can access, like say the Google Maps, like the Street View, like looking up old addresses, looking up where they used to live, old schools. That's quite a good one because then you can physically show them, and then just having that image there in front, or they might be intrigued to see how much it's changed. I mean, some people might have been in a care setting for years, so they can be quite intrigued as to the differences. I think you don't notice it, do you, when because you're growing up and you're seeing it every day.
Mm.
Maybe 20 years ago, if suddenly the street had changed to us, I think you don't realise when it's happening gradually how much things do change, and it just brings back
That'd be,
those memories.
that'd be a good thing. They might be able to do in future. So on Google Maps, like you can look back what it used to look like 20
Yeah.
years ago. You might
So
be
I
able to
like
do that.
looking back at, the old Halifax photos.
Yeah.
Um, like some of them I can make out, you can just tell by the street shape.
Yeah.
But I find it like intriguing when it's like, I
Have you
didn't
ever
even
seen Lee
realise that was
Mountain or
there.
Ovenden ones?
Have I seen what, sorry?
The Lee Mountain Ovenden ones.
I think I've seen a couple.
Yeah.
A lot of them are like town centre.
Yeah.
But
No.
that's another thing I get off one of the groups. They do post quite a lot of that. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of people I think I'm part of this born in the 50s group or something.
Mm.
So they do a lot of those sort of posts on
Yeah.
there.
There were I can't remember. I'm sure we had a book. And Jill.
Yeah,
I think Jill sent him to me or something. There were loads of old photos and literally on this Lee Mount Road, Ominin, it
right.
all used to be different here. I think Corner House used to be a pharmacist or something, or doctors and all sorts. Like, completely different.
So
Um,
when you're trying to explain where something is as well, that in their minds, how everything is and where everything is, it probably is how it was 40 years ago. They've probably forgotten the things that have changed, so it might just help kind of
should
then.
write that idea into Google. Can you make sure? Yeah.
We're based at Lee Mount in Halifax. I don't know if it's local or not. It's with TikTok. We can get people from all over, can't we? I suppose on here.
Didn't somebody contact you from like Northumberland or something about doing pen
Oh, doing a
pals?
pen pal, yeah.
Yeah.
We did start a pen pal, but then I think we had like 2 letters, and then we didn't get
Yeah.
another response. So it
Mm.
is something that I think would be. We'll say it up again if it's okay if we've got someone that's genuinely interested on the other side.
Yeah.
Especially if you can. I mean, it might be a bit difficult to meet up, but that'd be a nice result. Kind of having a pen pal for so long, and then eventually meeting each other.
Yeah.
After we kind of spoke, but we could do like sending photos. Don't have to be kind of just the letter writing. We could even do arrange phone calls or like a face to face like this.
Yeah. Well,
Obviously not straight away. That might be a bit odd, but
it's trying, in it. It's just trying different things and see what works. And again, that's not going to cost you all that.
no.
Yeah,
We do a lot of kind of free stuff where it doesn't have to cost a lot. It doesn't cost a lot.
Yeah.
It's just looking and it's just thinking.
Yeah, I think the
I like to
parties
get
and
free
stuff,
stuff in.
parties and things like that, they are really the most costly with the decor and all that sort of thing. And you can't really, it's hard to recycle it. And or reuse it and things like that. It is hard. Well, not hard, but it's hard to kind of, the decor and stuff like that, to keep it intact and then use it again. So you have to just end up buying more
with
stuff.
disposable stuff, I've got no chance. A lot of them just rip.
Yeah.
But we do kind of salvage what we can. If you've got any questions as well, feel free to kind of post below. We'll try and answer anything the best we can, even if it's just kind of getting our perspective or experience from it. If we're waffling on a bit, we will kind of check the comments every now and again and try and answer any questions.
Yeah, but it's because that's it. This is like supervision, isn't it, Sharino?
Supervision.
So I can get a chance to speak to you about things. Yeah. No, it is. I'm thinking, because I've spoken, that why I said about the activities app is because I've spoken to somebody about developing an app for something else, and I'm quite shocked actually that the price that they gave me.
What, like expensive?
No, it were all right.
All right.
It's all right. So, if I'm going to do one, and if that kind of works, then it might be something that we could do, and then other people could use it. Because I think people do struggle with it, or there's some, like, not obviously everybody, some people really, they're on it and they're doing all this and that, and they share ideas with us, but a lot of people seem to be like stumped for ideas, or stumped for money, or something, that they don't seem to be getting the support for it.
You could do, I mean, obviously it might not work on an app, but you could have like a sort of like free activities, a small budget, medium budget, and then people could kind of filter.
Informational. That could be part of it.
Do you know, like, what if you're booking a holiday, so you can kind of tick that, I want something that's free or low budget, or what's your budget? And then you can do like a desk, and then I want it to be art and craft related or baking related.
These things like that. Especially around resources, like if you want word searches, like golden activities or something like it's called like that, things like that. These good things out, and certain theme days you could do, or a calendar which is like Titanic and all that sort of thing.
I don't think they're going to like the more random, or I don't know. That's the sort of thing that I got off like golden carers and stuff, like you say, was the odd quiz or word search, but other than that, I weren't getting much from it. A lot of the stuff I've got has just either been through research, or with me, a lot of the time, it's just randomly pops into my head. I don't know. Like I say, I'll just be laid in bed trying to go to sleep, and it'll just like pop in my head. I'm like, oh, it's like one of them moments.
Like Antique Roadshow.
But then they turn out quite well. They're quite interesting. I ain't done that in a while, but like,
you know what we said we were going to do, we hadn't done yet, is the fashion one. I think we definitely need to do that.
I'm trying to get hold of some like students, but all colleges were saying that they didn't have anything for that.
You might want to get in touch with Leeds Art College. I think it's Art University now. But they might be able, because they do fashion and stuff there.
What about them kind of coming out and kind of displaying what they've kind of designed or made, weren't they? And then doing like a catwalk show.
Yeah.
As such.
If we do it in summer as well, we could do it anytime really. And we could do it inside and set it up. I think that'll be quality, mate. I think people will proper enjoy that.
Yeah. I think we haven't done it similar to that, have we?
No, we never. We've thought about it. We talked about doing something for a while.
I think we've got all the staff on board. It's something.
They'll be loving it. Going down that catwalk. See Ashton going down now.
Oh yeah, with his little mirror. Can't believe how much he loved that mirror that we got him.
Does he bring it to work every day now?
Well, apparently we're going to keep it in his pocket.
No, that is one thing that I think that it would be good. It would be good. I think people enjoy that.
Yeah, they like something visual but I think it'd be nice if, especially if we could get those like old vintage dresses.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
There is a vintage shop in Peacehall, but it's full on. It's quite expensive, but they've got all the sort of old kind of retro vintage clothes they would have worn.
Yeah.
But you're looking at 40 pounds a top from there, you know.
Well, they might do it, and if we were, you could ask them and say,
Yeah.
look, as a promo sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? They could, if we do it and we take pictures and video and do some socials for it, they might think,
What
oh,
is it? Is it Leeds College or like Leeds University or?
I think it used to be Leeds College of Art and Design, but
Right.
I think it's. I'm sure I went past it the other day, and I'm sure it's a university now, or it's
I'm sure
part
if
of
I
the
Google
university.
it, it'll cop up kind of what I want.
Yeah, but I'm not
Um,
sure if Calderdale. But I'm sure Calderdale will do something along them lines. I'm not sure.
I think it was Calderdale that I tried before, and they didn't have out unless it was music.
Mm.
I know I've tried them for a couple of things. I can't. I'm sure one of them was fashion or some, and they weren't doing that one anymore or something.
Mm.
But there might be other. I don't know if Bradford will have
But you
anything.
know what? We could just do it ourselves. To be honest, we
Yeah,
could do it ourselves. Um, you just need some models.
I'm not doing it.
Yeah. What do you mean? You love it, Sheree?
I'd embarrass everyone with my fantastic fashion sense.
As long as you don't fall over, you're all right.
I can come in with my stripy socks again and my
Yeah.
flowery coat.
No wheels. You know what I mean? No, we could do that. We could do it ourselves. We could do it ourselves. Just make a bit of a thing of it. I think sometimes when we do something ourselves, we end up doing it better anyway.
Yeah.
When other people.
Well, everyone's kind of, they know each other, they're friendly with each other. To be honest, I think something like that, the staff would find it quite funny, you know. And that's a bit like a team building thing between staff as well, when they can do something we enjoy, but kind of coming together for residents as well. It's nice.
Yeah.
It's obviously just finding. You'll have to do a bribe. Just say whoever comes on the next staff do has to join the fashion show. That is the bribe.
I think a lot of people will just do it anyways. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just get as long as it's not like fashion shows like you see today, and some clothes that they wear. Because I don't know what's going on, to be honest.
Bin bags.
Yeah, bin bag. I saw this one over there. I forgot what it was for. It would look like.
Yeah, I don't understand it, to be honest. But then again, I'm not a very fashionable person, but I don't know. When I have seen photos, I'm like, eh. Or when you get like the celebrities on catwalks and they're wearing extreme strange costumes.
Yeah.
I'll put that inflatable sumo one on. That can be mine.
Oh, you know what I was gonna say before we go? The video that got the painting video and someone comments on that. I was just like, thinking to myself, people literally don't know a lot about what we need to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And how to keep people, kind of feel a part of it and it's their own sort of thing. And, some people don't.
That's it.
Yeah.
Their home.
Yeah,
you know, and no one's ever forced or kind of dragged into anything.
I think people thought that we were going to make
for them for what they want to do.
into some slaves and getting them to do painting and that. But it actually took that decor. It worked out pretty well. It looks pretty good. So
yeah, I mean, obviously they didn't kind of do the high bits. I'm not there, but like, right, stand up, reach up here. It's like teamwork. So whenever we do anything like that, I'm not just like literally stood looming over. Oh, you missed a spot. We're doing it together as a team.
Yeah, and as you know what, it's actually part of CQC regulations that there's a clause there that says, how do you get service users to participate in decorating and the premises and the environment. there's actually a
they kind
thing
of pick
about
and
it.
choose, the pick and the choose. Obviously, they help out. They help make their own suppers. They've helped us in like washing up.
Yeah.
Like it says, menu choices. They're picking the foods, cleaning out, looking after like budgie and such. If we're doing something and something needs doing, we'll kind of always offer. But a lot of the time, they want to do that, even if it's just collecting a few cups with us. For many, they don't kind of want to be sat there feeling like they haven't got a purpose anymore.
Yeah.
Make that into something.
Yeah.
There is ways to not spend a lot of money and be able to incorporate and use it. So
Yeah.
baking, you could probably usually have the stuff downstairs anyway. I'm sure most homes would have like the flour, the eggs, sugar, and butter.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, that's one of the things, especially at Parkview, I'm looking forward to having a certain area
for kitchen.
Yeah, for a little kitchen, and you're not going in annoying Yaz. And
That's why we do it on Friday. That's why we do it on Fridays, so that free kitchen.
You know what I mean? Though it will be, just a nice thing to have, and people can just do it and do their own things, and so I've got
utensils.
we've got a cinema company coming in as well. A bespoke cinema company that install like home theatres and stuff.
Right.
They're coming in Tuesday.
Is it not going to be like I don't know if you're going to use like one of the pull down screens or.
No. I've got in touch with this company who install professional home theatres.
Right.
So they're coming to do the design. I put a budget. I need to sort some out as well. So yeah, they're gonna come on Tuesday anyway.
You'll know where to find all the night staff on a night when that's up and running.
Yeah, I know.
Sat there with popcorn.
I know. But yeah, so we'll leave it at that, and then we'll put some clips up.
Yeah.
And we'll take it from there.
Yeah. Don't forget. We do try to come on. It's last Tuesday of every month usually?
It's Thursday.
Well, it was Tuesday before.
All right.
Yeah.
Thursday.
When? Tuesday.
Oh. All right.
But just check out, keep an eye out. We'll be doing more of these. We tend to post before anyway, so you kind of know when it's going to be. Sometimes it can change or alter a bit. I've got children, we've got work, stuff kind of gets in the way. We can't always do it necessarily exact time, exact date, but just keep checking in. And we usually say to if you can pre-think any questions that you've got, and then you can then write those down on the bottom, and then we can just help you with your questions, and it's something we can kind of go through as a discussion. So yeah, until next time, bye.
See ya.